My colleague Zainab Wandati, who has been working from home, now tells us about the other positive outcome of a world more in touch with better practices. Zainab.
Well, Tenges, working from home is not as easy as it looks. My brother has had to learn a bit of camera work in order to make this possible. But as this pandemic forces people to stay home, it is also forcing economies to either slow down or shut down completely. And this in turn means that there's less pollution on the road, at least for the countries that are already in lockdown. And there's less pollution both on land and in water. Take a look.
Is there such a thing as the perfect solution to stopping global warming? Well, that is the question that climate activists seek answers to constantly, as scientists paint a grim picture of the future of the Earth under a changing climate. But now the coronavirus pandemic seems to be presenting one. Stay home.
If you look at Chinese, the China itself, you will notice that it emits about 30%. Kenya only emits about 0.1%. And in a situation where there's lockdown, it means between February, March, we are like 30% recovered, 30%. That's a huge impact.
In the last week, scientists have published satellite data indicating that the quality of air in pandemic-hit countries has improved as industries and transport ground to a halt. In China, for instance, carbon dioxide levels have dropped by 25%, while in northern Italy, nitrogen dioxide levels have been dropping by at least 10% per week over a period of 5 weeks. In Venice, the waters have cleared and the dolphins are back.
This is a wake-up call. Do we need all these travels? Do we need all these ships? Do we need all these planes?
But as the economic slowdown as a result of the coronavirus pandemic leads to improvements in air quality in many parts of the World Meteorological Organization is warning that it is still too early to celebrate because things will most likely change and maybe even get worse as soon as these economies reopen.
This should not be sacrificed at the altar of rebuilding the economy. And as you rebuild the economy, we have now an opportunity to now rebuild it on a cleaner slate. That is turning green.
The WMO says that the positive environmental impacts are isolated cases that are yet to have any impact on the global situation. This means that the world should not be looking at this pandemic as a substitute for climate action. The Kenya Climate Change Working Group says that even though Kenya's contribution to climate change is insignificant, it can draw lessons from this crisis, especially in the transport sector.
The county of Nairobi was planning to put a car-free day. I think this is the time they might start testing that. Number two is also look at issues of non-motorized transport.
While in Kenya, 52% of the air pollution comes from transport. The transport sector accounts for nearly 30% of carbon emissions globally,